Okay, I'm finally getting all organized here. Okay, so, Mr. President, this video is for you and you, VP. Because VP knows what's going on here. Okay, so, let me fix this first. So, what I want to do. Okay, so I thought my friend's name was on this petition. It's not. It's not. I thought my friend's name was here. No, it was in my IC3 report. There's nothing to redact. There's nothing to redact. I have a valid petition in if you're not playing games. If you're not playing games. If you're looking at the petition that I received, along with the evidence that I submitted right next to it, which was those drive links, sir. Okay. This isn't something you want to play games with, and I've already I've already realized the plan of some other people, and you're not gonna like it, especially if you do me dirt here, Mr. President. Okay. So I want you to listen carefully here. Okay. And I'm in that position to ask you to listen carefully. Okay. We all are, because you're our commander in chief. Okay. And if you think that that's not the way it works, then you need to study your position a bit better. Okay. Because from what I see, you just don't want to listen to anybody. Okay. You just want to do what you want to do. Okay. You've decided who the enemies are. Okay. That's not the way America works. Okay. It's innocent until proven guilty, and our Constitution comes first, sir. So let me show you a couple things. Okay. Here we have making a claim under the FTCA. Okay. And before I read this, and before I read all this, here's what I here's the advice that I have for you. Okay. Don't take this emotionally. Okay. Look at the law. Because if you're emotional with me, I will chew you up and spit you out. Alright, so making a claim under the FTCA. In order to state a valid claim, the claimant must demonstrate that 1. He was injured or his property was damaged by a federal government employee. Okay. Alright. I can demonstrate that. It doesn't say prove, it says demonstrate that. My property was damaged, okay? Okay, so my property was attacked, I know that much. Okay? That's beside the point. That's beside the point. I did get dropped from a term, okay? Because it took me that long to fix your PC, my PC, after the hack, after I had rebooted it. After I had looked into my router, saw the hack, and then I rebooted it, gone. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. I didn't get dropped from the term for no reason, sir. I needed that PC to go to school. Okay? That's what happened to me. I identified the attack. So, it says here that the claimant must demonstrate. It doesn't say prove, it says demonstrate. Okay. He was injured, or his or her property was damaged by a federal government employee. I was injured. Okay. And it's called intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay. You don't get to decide for me how much distress I've been under. I think I know how much distress I've been under when I called the FBI and I said, this is too much. You guys are putting me under a lot of stress because of this whole situation and everything that ensued since this attack. And I mean everything. I ended up physically assaulting myself. Well, that's your fault. Wrong. Wrong. What happens when you've got a suicidal guy and you're saying, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, they're going to hurt themselves or something, okay? Same thing. When you've got a disabled person and you're attacking them when they already have a paranoid disorder, when they already think that the government could be watching them from satellites, like I always have, and then I go ahead and find out that that's the case. Without probable cause, without a warrant. And I said, who else is this happening to? What the hell is this? I look up, ACLU says hundreds of thousands, sir. Look at the news. I brought it to light because I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. Now look what's going on, sir. You gonna take me serious anytime soon? or is the Supreme Court gonna straighten shit out for you, sir? Okay. The employee was acting within the scope of his official duties. I'm pretty sure that an employee watching me from the White House, sir, is acting within the scope of their official duties. Or when I'm attacked directly from the FBI to Chisinau, Moldova, and then to England, and then straight back to the FBI before it hits me, I'm pretty sure that when I zoom in on the map, sir, and I see FBI, I'm not delusional, okay? I'm pretty sure that when I, a technician, look into the command prompt and see my traffic being passed from Xfinity to the FBI, it means it's going from Xfinity to the FBI, sir. Okay? So yeah, they were acting within the scope of official duties. Okay? And not only that, the police can confirm it. You know they have to watch you. I said, oh no they don't. The NSA can go fuck themselves. There was no warrant to begin with. Yeah. You're acting within scope of duty, Fed. The employee was acting negligently or wrongly. It is wrong to violate the Fourth Amendment. It is negligent to allocate resources to a handicapped man, Mr. President, to make me look like I'm public enemy number one and watch me. It's a bit irresponsible, don't you think, to intimidate my friend after I tell you that he's afraid for his life, that you make sure that he sees that his traffic's going through the White House at the same exact time as mine, which I have a screenshot of you, of both of our traffic simultaneously going through the FBI, Newark, New Jersey. So I came to him another day and I said, zoom in, friend. Tell me what you see. The White House. So he says, well, I've taken my phone elsewhere, my wife's phone, and then I do a trace through. I see the same thing. Okay. My friend doesn't want me to name him as a witness because as I had informed you, he's afraid. So what do? You make sure that his traffic goes to the White House. Awesome, Mr. President. That's negligent or wrongful. That's negligent. Okay? It's unnecessary. It's excessive. That's negligent. You don't have a warrant. You don't have a warrant to violate my friend's Fourth Amendment. He's not a terrorist. Okay? You can't just randomly add people to this list and just call everybody a suspect. I can neither confirm nor deny that we have absolutely no idea to watch this pizza delivery man that works so hard all day that he hits the ground, passes out, works side gigs, that are insurance related and food delivery related and band related. We can neither confirm nor deny that we're wasting our government resources and being negligent. The negligent or wrongful act approximately caused the injury or damage of which he complains. I just need to demonstrate that. That's what this says here, sir. It says, I need to demonstrate that the negligent or wrongful act approximately caused the injury or damage of which he complains. There should be a she there, guys, too. Okay? The claimant must provide documentation establishing that his or hers, that should be there too, guys, claim satisfies all the elements of the Federal Tort Claims Act, or the FTCA. The claimant must provide documentation establishing that his claim satisfies all the elements of the FTCA. Documentation. The documentation that is in my Drive account and these images that I keep posting will satisfy, Mr. President. They will satisfy, number one, that I was injured or my property as injured by a federal employee, and I'm going to claim intentional infliction of emotional distress. You don't get to decide for me how much distress this has caused me. You don't get to tell me that I was not so distressed that I went to go visit the ER. So I didn't off myself. I needed to get help with medication because I couldn't even barely take care of myself. So much so that I wasn't even aware of it. My body was eating itself. So that the hospital fed me. I was out of my mind. I had to talk to them to figure out that I was out of my mind. Not because I wasn't knowing the facts as they are, Mr. President, because you were driving me crazy, sir. Okay? So those images and me printing off just that one visit will do it. I don't even need my doctor's note to submit this to you tonight, sir. I don't need that. So I'm going to get it. And I'll update it by adding additional evidence if I need to. I'll say, here you guys go. Here's the same office. Oh, by the way, here's an update on my claim. You know? I'm gonna do that. Okay? Update on my... So what we have here is I do have a valid claim into you because I also attached the Google Drive link where I have evidence satisfying 1 through 4. It does seem, yes, because the negligent or wrongful act proximately caused the injury or damage which he complains. The claimant must also provide documentation establishing that his claim satisfies all the elements. So I need documentation showing that the negligent or wrongful act proximately caused the injury of damage. So I need documentation showing that what you have done to me has caused me mental distress. I can get that from any counselor that agrees with me. I can get that from any psychiatrist that agrees with me, that can look at this form, this form, this form, and this form, and this form, and the doctor will say, yes, this guy has a mental illness. I have reason to believe that the patient is telling the truth about the mental distress they've endured, and I concur that the patient has endured intentional infliction of emotional distress. I'll get those words for you, sir. Okay, I'll get that documentation establishing that his claim satisfies all the elements of the F2CA. Okay. One through two, signed by a doctor. What are you going to do about that, USG? Not a fucking thing. Okay? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Nothing. You're going to settle it. Why? Because that's my right to petition for redress when you break the law. When you break the law, I get to hold you accountable and say, obey our Constitution. We get to do that. We get to do that. My First Amendment gives me the right to petition for my government for redress. My First Amendment does not say, check this out. Pay attention here. Pay attention, lawyers. Because I'm pretty sure you agree with me. It does not say anything else other than that. It says that I've got the right to petition for redress. But what secures that right? What secures that right? Not just doing it. The government has got to respond, and if they don't respond, you can sue them, of course. But if they don't respond, that's a lawsuit for the First Amendment as well, because they've ignored your right to petition for redress. They've denied you your right to petition. If they can look at a valid claim and say it's not valid, and they're left in the end with nothing to countersue for, or saying, no, this isn't true, this didn't happen. Only in that scenario can they not be in a situation after that where they will get sued for violating my First Amendment. Right, USG? That's correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this to you now. I'm not sitting here trying to just tell you what to do. I'm not sitting here just trying to say, gimme, gimme, gimme. I am demanding my rights. Okay? And for violating my rights, I am demanding remediation. I am demanding redress for you hurting me. Okay? I am demanding justice. So I want to read this letter to you guys, and I'm going to go and I'm going to send it to all the respective offices. And under the ADA, I have a right to request accommodation from the government. Here's my verbal request. Here's my verbal request of accommodation for the government. In regard to communication, I have the right to request accommodation. So, if I do anything here wrong, here's my accommodation request, USG. Mr. President, I request an accommodation that if I do anything wrong in submitting this, that you tell me, USG, instead of outright denying it, because my condition influences the way I concentrate, it influences the way I think, it influences the way I process information, it influences the way I perform, sir. Okay? So that's why I'm disabled. Okay? So I request not a denial. If you think I did something wrong, tell me. I'm not going to get it wrong, sir. I'm going to do it right the first time for you. Okay? And as a part of that accommodation, due to my condition, sir, the nature of the paranoia aspect, I request a response within 48 hours after attaching all of the data to the newer SF-95 form, or the standard form 95, that allows a person to, or an agent, or any government or state employee to sue under the Federal Tort Claims Act. So I want to update that form because my friend gave me permission to say that there was a witness, but not to name him. Think about that for a minute. Okay? Don't go telling me that my reality didn't happen. Because if you do that, my friend's going to come to the court and say, liar! Okay? Okay. Now I want to read this, USG. And if you don't like my attitude, I'm sorry. I'm not here for you to like me. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for you. I'm not sorry if you don't like my attitude. You know? And I don't need to be sorry for any damage I've caused you for exposing this at all. I don't need to be sorry. Because you're not sorry for that. You're not taking it serious enough. Okay? You're not sorry for the damage that you've caused. How many people? How many people have you violated, sir? How many Fourth Amendment violations have occurred now? You're not sorry. You're not sorry to Edward Snowden, sir. You haven't shown that. You haven't shown empathy or remorse on the matter, sir. Not one bit at all. So the lesson here and the outcome of this petition for redress, when you respond to me, I would like you to detail a brief synopsis of what you plan on doing, sir, to respect our Fourth Amendment and all of our equal opportunity to our rights, our constitutional rights and our civil rights, sir, because the ADA has been violated on a mass scale. That's a second violation against me. I get treated wrong here. I go to bat for everybody, sir. Everybody. That is 2 lawsuits back to back that I will not lose. I will not lose them, sir. More people have my back than you realize. Think about that. Think about it. Just think about it. Now I'm going to read this letter. Okay, which one should I pick? Let me go Office for Civil Rights, or should I go the House Committee on the Judiciary, or maybe should I go the Office of Inspector General? Should I read that one? Or maybe should I read the one that I sent to the Senate Committee on the Judiciary on the 4th via email, which is a valid way. Still valid. Still send it to your email. Okay. Don't let your bureaucracy get you in trouble. USG. Office of the Attorney General. Mr. Garland, let's read that one. They're all the same. Okay. All right, Mr. Garland, you're getting this soon. Okay, you're getting this copy. Okay. Pardon Edward Snowden. I mean, sir, do what you want, but it's just going to look mighty fucking weird once you approve this petition, sir. It's going to look really goddamn weird if you don't pardon Edward Snowden at the same time. Especially if you pardon Julian Assange, Chelsea Manning. Just saying. Just saying. Everybody gets whistleblower rights except for Edward, right? Selective prosecution. Persecution, excuse me. And both. Okay. Alright. So, Office of Attorney General. And you don't need to be hating me. You don't need to be hating Edward for this. Hate the Constitution if you want something to hate or somebody to hate the Constitution. Edward didn't do a fucking thing wrong, man. He didn't do a fucking thing wrong at all. What he did was he said, "Oh shit, these motherfuckers are breaking the law. These people are breaking the Constitution. I don't like that. I didn't sign up for this shit. Fuck this. So I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna go to the media and I'm gonna exercise my whistleblower protections to save the country." And that's exactly what he did. So that is the definition of a patriot. That's the definition of a patriot that should be honored by the people and Congress. And an honorable president. Office of the Attorney General. U.S. Attorney General. U.S. Department of Justice, 950 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20530. Dear Office of the Attorney General. I am writing to bring to your attention a matter of grave concern regarding the violation of civil liberties and constitutional rights, as well as the unjust treatment of individuals by government agencies. As a disability recipient and a citizen deeply committed to upholding the principles of justice and accountability, I am compelled to seek redress for the harm inflicted upon myself, and including the notable case of Edward Snowden. The unjustifiable placement of myself and others on federal watch lists, alongside the selective prosecution of whistleblowers like Edward Snowden, underscores the urgent imperative for swift action to rectify these transgressions and zealously safeguard the cherished principles of justice, transparency, and accountability upon which this nation was founded. Recent events have underscored the egregious transgressions committed by government agencies, including the unjust placement of individuals on federal watch lists without due cause. In my case, I was among those wrongfully consigned to such watch lists, despite posing no threat to national security or engaging in any unlawful activity. This unjust violation of privacy rights, constituting clear violations of the protections afforded by the First and Fourth Amendments to the United States Constitution. Furthermore, the selective prosecution of whistleblowers like Edward Snowden highlights the inherent inequalities within our justice system. Snowden's courageous actions in exposing government surveillance programs were motivated by a sincere desire to safeguard civil liberties and hold accountable those responsible for violating the public trust. Yet, he has faced unwarranted persecution and exile, a stark reminder of the government's failure to uphold its duty to protect and defend the constitutional rights of its citizens. Moreover, the misappropriation of funds of government agencies for the unjust surveillance and persecution of whistleblowers like Edward Snowden further emphasizes the severity of these crimes. The allocation of taxpayer dollars towards unconstitutional, get it yet? And unlawful activities undermines the principles of transparency and fiscal responsibility, necessitating redress for harm inflicted upon both Mr. Snowden and I in light of these egregious violations. I am compelled to seek redress and accountability from the U.S. Department of Justice. Specifically, I am seeking financial compensation in the form of $3 to $4 million for myself and Edward Snowden. What did I write here? It says specifically, I am seeking financial compensation in the form of $3 to $4 million for myself and Edward Snowden as a just and reasonable form of redress for the harm suffered. That's a little low if you ask me, but I'll let you decide, Mr. President, if only I deserve redress, or if Edward Snowden also deserves 3 to 4 million, or if you just want me to split it with him. Okay, I'll do it. I'm saying I'll do it. But this petition is as is. If you look at it and say, well, fuck, I'm only going to pardon the guy. I'm splitting my redress with him, okay? In addition, the violation of civil liberties in these cases extend beyond mere negligence. Hold on, $3 to $4 million for myself and Edward Snowden as a just and reasonable form of redress for the harm suffered. I want to pause it right there. Pardoning Edward and letting him back in the country is the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum. He didn't do anything wrong. He did. All he did was stand for his Constitution. All he did was report. That's all he did. He's suffered damages. He's suffered mental trauma, serious mental trauma. No doubt. So yeah, Edward deserves 3 to 4 million his own self. And a pardon, in my personal opinion, sir. I'll let you interpret that however you want. Do what you think you want. Let the people watch. Okay? Alright. I'm reading this publicly because I see government subversion. I see things I don't like, sir. I see things that make me uncomfortable. I'm afraid my government's going to violate me. I don't trust, sir. In addition, the violation of civil liberties in these cases extends beyond mere negligence. It constitutes a flagrant disregard in the protections guaranteed by the Americans with Disability Act or the ADA. Fact. As a disability recipient, I am acutely aware of the importance of safeguarding the rights of individuals with disabilities, including the right to equal treatment and protection from discrimination. Why are you targeting me, sir? Including the right to equal treatment and protection from discrimination. And if I am not ET, sir, okay, and I'm just delusional, let me be delusional, okay? Unless you've got a fix for me, huh? You've got a magic pill I can take to make that go away, Mr. President? Importance of safeguarding the rights of individuals with disabilities, including the right to equal treatment and protection from discrimination. The actions of government agencies in unjustly targeting individuals like myself and Edward Snowden represents a clear violation of these fundamental rights, further compounding the injustice and harm inflicted upon us. Furthermore, I am advocating for a full presidential pardon for Edward Snowden, recognizing his courageous efforts to expose the government outreach and uphold the principles of democracy. A pardon would not only rectify the injustice he's endured, but also send a powerful message about the importance of accountability and transparency in government. In conclusion, I implore you to take swift and decisive action to address these grave injustices and uphold the rule of law. As custodians of justice, it is incumbent. I'm going to finish this. Okay, a pardon would not only rectify the injustice he has endured, but also send a powerful message about the importance of accountability and transparency in our government. In conclusion, I implore you to take swift and decisive action to address these grave injustices and uphold the rule of law. As custodians of justice, It is incumbent upon your respective offices to ensure that the rights of civil liberties of all individuals are protected and defended, regardless of their status or circumstances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I stand ready to cooperate fully with investigation or inquiry into these issues and remain committed to seeking a just and equitable resolution. Now, what did I tell you, NSA, FBI? Come pick up my hard drives. Come pick up my hard drives. You have any questions for me? What did you do? Nothing. Nothing. I said I need to clean my drives, guys. I need to organize this shit. They're filling up. I need to trim my drives. They're kind of slowing down here. Do you need anything from me? Can I do anything for you? What did you do? Nothing. You continue to creep. You continue to creep on me. Okay? Okay, I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what you think of anything in regard to my past. I'm going to tell you this, okay? I have no felonies. To my knowledge, if I have any misdemeanors, I'm not aware of it. I don't freaking know if I did. If I've got a misdemeanors, I'm going to tell you which ones I've got. And I'm pretty sure they were reduced to violations. I was drunk sitting on a fence one time. Okay? Disorderly conduct, reduced to a violation. I bought my brother a beer. That's a furnishing charge. I was 21 years old. Got reduced to a violation. First offense. Something like this. I don't know. So if I have a misdemeanor on my record, it would be one of those. Okay, so we've all done stupid shit when we were kids. Okay. I had no parents to teach me social things. I went through some growth, man. I went through some shit where I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, I've done some wrong things, but I've told you about them all. Have I not, Mr. President? Have I not, VP? I've told you everything. Yes, I have. I sat here and I told the whole world. What did I do? I canceled myself, VP. I did. I canceled myself, and I needed to do that. And I even paid for it in ways that you can't imagine. Okay? Don't tell me you've looked in my past and you've decided you are fucking God and you can judge me, okay? Hell no. 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 The worst thing I've ever done is receive a civil harassment restraining order that lasted 3 years. Did I break it? No. I did not. I did not. I made a mistake. Okay. After it was over. Okay. I reserve my right to the Fifth Amendment. But I'll tell you what I did. I contacted her because I thought her sister was being violated. Thought her sister was in trouble. I thought it was my fault. But I thought other people were taking advantage of her in some way. I was probably wrong. I don't know. Hearsay. Lawyer contacted me. Okay. You have any issues? Contact me instead. I'm like, okay. Problem solved. So fuck off, USG. Okay, fuck off. All right. Do I get to say that? Yeah, I get to say that. I get to say that. Why? Because you fucking harmed me. Okay? You violated me. Let me move on with my fucking life. You got a problem with me? Fucking let me know. Okay? Let me know if you have a problem with me. Otherwise, get the fuck away from me, my friends, and my family, and settle the damages you caused me. Okay? Before I take it nationally, and I will. I've already started, haven't I? Look at the news.